Hi, everybody. I'm Trey Bender, the LMU men's basketball voice, and we're joined by Stan Johnson, who's entering his sixth season at the helm of the Lions. A lot of excitement this year. Last year, breakthrough season in a lot of ways, Coach. Signature wins over Nevada, Oregon State, Santa Clara. You're the Cancun Challenge winners. Some familiar faces back, but it's a new season. In this day and age with the portal, a lot of optimism on the bluff, it sounds like. Hey, you excited? You ready to get things going?
Yeah, we're ready to get things going. You know, it's weird with college basketball because you never feel like you stop. You know, it feels like the season just ended not long ago, and our guys are here all summer. Then they get 2 weeks off before school starts. We've been at it for a few weeks, and today is the start of the official practice, although we've been going at it. But like our group so far, excited about what lies ahead. We have a lot of work to do, but I like how we're built to this point.
Christmas in September, I guess, for coaches. You finally get to see these guys for the first time. The one thing you do have is continuity in your coaching staff, one of the most veteran staffs in America. That's exciting, obviously, for you.
Yeah, I think that'll be great for our players. Last year we had all those guys were pretty much, a lot of them were new. They were still trying to figure out the LMU way, how we do things. Fast forward a few months, the chemistry is even better than what it was. They're able to implement, I think, even better what we want to get done on the floor, and how they're coaching and teaching our guys, and the people benefiting from that is just our players.
Familiar names from last year. Could talk about the guys that are coming back. Big Rick in the middle, and the other MJ, Amy, and some of the guys you're excited about that have seen last year and are taking it over to be leaders in a lot of ways this season.
Yeah, again, it's great to have Rick back. Rick's in his fourth year here now with us, and Rick's had an awesome summer. And for him, one of the bright spots was his ability to be healthy this summer and really work on his game. I felt like this was the first time since we've been here where Rick has been able to have a full summer of improvement. And I think when people see him, they'll see that. The game's kind of slowed down for him a lot. He's really worked on his skill level, his scoring around the rim. I think he's in the best shape he's ever been in, but that's also because he's been able to go and not had to worry about being out for long stretches. MJ's back. I thought MJ, he gave us tremendous energy a year ago. And he didn't offensively play like he wanted to, like we wanted him to. I thought that was a bit of an adjustment, but it's been cool to see him now be comfortable and not second guessing and just playing basketball. Jan, I thought Jan, he had a chance to go home and play for his national team this summer, so he was only with us for about the last week of the summer. I thought that really helped him and helped his confidence and getting back to who he used to be. And now coming back here and having a year under his belt in the system, he's another guy that looks really, really comfortable. So those guys obviously are guys that will lead. Aaron McBride is back, and he's had a tremendous summer. This is the most work Aaron has put into his game, and it's been fun to see him reap some of those rewards from that. A couple other guys that are back, that did not play last year because of injuries. Jael Martin is back, and we're expecting him to have a great freshman year. And then Marley Zeller, who was out. Both those guys are freshmen but have been in the program and kind of understand how we want to do things.
Obviously, new day and age. I mentioned it earlier, college basketball. No off season for you guys as coaches. Talk about the transition into the portal. We've kind of known about it a little bit now, NIL, getting the guys you wanted, the right fit at LMU, what that looks like for the Lions.
Yeah, there's so much that goes into the portal and how you can select the best players, not only from a talent standpoint, but people that fit our culture and what we're trying to build. That's extremely hard because you have a condensed small window, where you're trying to build these relationships with these guys. Back in the day, we'd recruit a high school kid for, 2, 3, 4 years. So you get to know everything about them. Now it's kind of speed dating But we have a process in which we try to follow and how we try to funnel it down to the guys that fit our needs and the guys that fit the character in terms of what we're looking for. And the character piece is huge. You know, I say it all the time in recruiting. I've got 3 kids at home, and I've got a simple rule. You know, if my kids can't look up to you, you can't be in our program, because they're going to listen to these kids sometimes more than they listen to me. And I think our staff has done a tremendous job of identifying high character guys that fit how we want to live, but also we've addressed some of the needs that we felt like we needed to continue to push the program in the right direction.
Fans have to be excited just on paper seeing who you brought in. It looks like you're too deep at every position. You've got some versatility in the lineup. I know it's early, but at least on paper, that's what that looks like.
Yeah, one thing, again, that we've, and it takes some time, but that we've really tried to build towards and try to recruit towards is improving the floor of our program. And we think we've done that. When you talk about being too deep, I think right now we've got 13 guys that can somehow impact winning. Obviously, you're not going to play 13, but I do think that makes for better practices. And the competition is what sharpens you. And I think we have a group now where, really everybody in our program right now, no one is coming in having been here and has really established themselves. No one's coming in from another program that has been a major factor in winning. Some of these guys were really highly touted high school guys that maybe went bigger, didn't play as much. So you have a group of guys who are all trying to figure out who they are, and they're all trying to compete for something because they don't expect anything to be given. And that's really cool to have. That makes us a little younger than we've had. If you look at our roster, this is one of maybe the youngest teams we've had in terms of experience in a day and age where everybody wants to get old, and old is the way to go. But there is something about the youth. There's a bright-eyed, there's an awakeness of man, this is new, rather than, man, I've seen this, done that. So that has been a pretty cool dynamic so far as we've been trying to put our team together.
Coach Johnson, you had a couple 5-game winning streaks last year, and I know defense was kind of the calling card. That was part of that. You got to bring that lunch pail mentality, and the new guys will start understanding that, I would imagine, early in the year.
Yeah, I think, in the summer we spent so much time really primarily focused on our defense and implementing how we want to play the ball screen and how we want to guard the ball and just our system and our terminology. We spent a lot of time on that. So when we get to this part of the year, guys can learn how to just play rather than trying to understand all the concepts. We're a defensive first program. It's kind of what we want to hang our hat on. But I do think, and our hope is that, this year our program and our team will have a multitude of guys that can create offense, and offense created by defense. Our defense was really good last year when we got back and we got set. One thing we did not do a good job of, we didn't force a lot of turnovers. So offensively, we felt like we were always playing sometimes against a set defense. And we want our defense to create great offense, and I think our staff's done a good job of finding guys that fit the length that we want, the size that we want, the speed and quickness, that's hand and foot, to create live ball turnovers and deflections so we can play the other way.
You want to be up tempo. You obviously have some guard play, it looks like, on paper. Guys from last year, guys coming in that are going to give you some ability to push the pace. And I know that's part of it. Defense first, but pushing the pace, being that kind of a team.
I would say this is probably the quickest team we've had. We're probably not as girthy as we've used to be or have been. But athletically, guys are a little faster at each position and a little more athletic, with length. One of the things we didn't compromise with this team is, we didn't get smaller. We're actually probably bigger than we were a year ago, if you're looking at our size and our
couple 7-footers.
Yeah, a couple 7-footers, but even our wings. Jalen Shelley from USA. He's from USC. He's 6'8", and we've got great size. Rodney Brown, a 2-guard, he's 6'6". So we've got great size on the perimeter, and a lot of guys that can handle and play downhill. This is a team, I think, won't be relying on one guy to create. We have quite a few guys that can create off the bounce.
I know you're excited. Talk to the LMU fans about why they should be excited. We've seen some full arenas and what it can be like when you win those big games and the big moments. But selling that to the fans, obviously the USC exhibition, something people need to go out and see.
You know, it's awesome to have USC come in on October 18th. We're going to play them here in an exhibition game. That rule has changed in college basketball where those can be live action. We're obviously going to treat that as a real game. Hopefully that will be sold out. You know, it's incredible to have USC. Coach Muss does a tremendous job with his program. I think that's a team that's going to be an NCAA tournament team, and it's right down the road. But what a great way to kick off the season. You know, again, I think if you look at what we've been doing over the last 5 years, there's a lot to be excited about. And there's been a lot of progress made. We have a long way to go to get to what our ultimate goals are. But I think this is a team that is going to be really easy to cheer for because this is going to be an unselfish team that plays the right way on both ends and a group of kids that we all can be proud of. So we have a chance to have a good year. Obviously, that's earned every day, and that part of that starts today. But this is a team that I think is going to be really fun to watch when you come into Gersten and create a lot of excitement. 7
new guys. Your captains this year. All right, you talk about them. Jan Vide, MJ Amy. Why they're obviously they understand the culture here. That's part of it.
Yeah, again, I believe in these guys so much. You know, I don't know if I've done this since I've been here, but we're coming off we call it an advance. Some people call it a retreat. But we just spent a weekend together away, and one of the things we did, the guys got to vote on who they felt should lead our program this year. And what a great honor when that's coming from your teammates. That's a lot better than when it's coming from me. You know, so those guys should be they should be really excited and proud that you know, almost unanimously their teammates selected them to be in that position. 2 guys, again, like we talked about at the start, who are comfortable, who are playing well, but who have exemplified the kind of leadership, selfless leadership, servant leadership that we want. 2 guys that are taking care of their teammates, making sure they're in the right spots, especially our new guys. You know, so they have earned that, and they know there's a great responsibility that comes with that, because when you're going to be in that position, you got to care about other people. Not that you're not important, but the program, the team comes first. And I think those 2 guys are going to do a great job.
I wanted to ask you a little bit about the schedule. The Billikens are coming in. You obviously have done a good job getting yourself ready for West Coast Conference play, but non-conference and what you see there right around the corner.
Yeah, we've got a good schedule. You know, scheduling is really hard, especially in this day and age with all the metrics, and it makes it hard to get quality opponents, especially in your building. But games are difficult to get, difficult to schedule. I think we have a good schedule. I think it's very comparable to a year ago. We've got St. Louis at home. We've got Troy coming in, who is an NCAA tournament team at home. We've started a series with UC San Diego, who will be a member of our league very shortly. They were a tournament team a year ago. We're at Santa Barbara. I think Santa Barbara right now is one of the best mid-major programs going into this year, people are saying. So that's going to be a really tough game. We're playing in an MTE in Florida. We opened up with Florida Atlantic, who I believe is going to be very good. Ohio and George Mason's there. George Mason's supposed to be one of the top teams in the A-10. You know, so this is going to be a really good schedule. We've got to go to UTEP. That's a return game from a couple years ago. So there's no easy nights, and we hope this is a schedule, again, that puts us in a good position and gets us ready for what I believe is going to be another really difficult WCC league play. You know, again, last year you could split hairs. A game here separates 6th from 4th or 3rd. You know, so I think we're going to be in another race like that.
Hank's house is going to be buzzing, I'm sure. Coach, looking forward to the season. You obviously have a lot of things to be excited about. Any other selling point in terms of what you want to see from the fan base and the energy around this program right now?
Yeah, I just think, you know, we have an opportunity to be so different. I've been saying that since I've been here. You know, LMU is so different than some of the people maybe that we are up against locally. You know, a Jesuit school that sits right here in Westchester in a community. What a great environment, and what I mean, unbelievable location. We would love to get Westchester out, our student body out, and really get behind this program. I tell our guys all the time, one play can determine a game. One game can determine a season, and one season can really determine your legacy. And I've seen that impacted by crowds in an environment. And the more we can get in this place and pack this place, the better opportunity there is to win. That's the home court advantage. And then great things begin to happen. So we're going to do our part and be out on campus, in the community, trying to get people involved. But we've got so many great things happening, a lot of new players, some tremendous returners, and we have a chance to do something special, but that requires everybody. And we're asking all of you out there, come out. It's a great way to spend 2 hours, a great way to demonstrate pride, and a great way to change and create a legacy here for LMU basketball.
Raise the standard. Stan Johnson, thanks
Absolutely.
for your time. Enjoy the start of the season, and we'll talk to you as the season wears on.
Thanks so much.